This is the story of how a kid from Ohio, armed with little more than a webcam and an obsession with video games, went from streaming to just 2 viewers to becoming one of the most recognizable, most talked about entertainers on the entire planet. His journey is a chaotic, unpredictable, and often unbelievable saga of internet fame in the modern age. We've meticulously tracked his career, pinpointing the 11 most insane, pivotal moments that transformed Darren Watkins Jr. from a kid in his bedroom into the global phenomenon known as IShowSpeed. You are not going to believe the risks he took, the dreams he chased, and the controversies he survived to make it. This is IShowSpeed's meteoric, unfiltered, and utterly chaotic rise to the top. Number 11, the first video. We're rewinding the clock all the way back to 2017, a time before the viral clips, before the hit songs, and before the stadium-sized events. Before he was an icon celebrated by millions, IShowSpeed was just a teenager in his bedroom, uploading NBA 2K gameplay videos to a channel that was barely a drop in the ocean of YouTube gaming. He didn't even use a face cam. His identity was completely hidden, with only his gameplay and his voice on display. His first ever stream had an audience of only 2 people watching. Let that sink in. Not 2,000, not 200, 2. One of them was likely himself, checking the broadcast. This wasn't a calculated business move or a desperate grab for fame. It was the purest form of passion project. It was a kid who genuinely loved video games and wanted to share that love, even if nobody was listening. This humble, almost invisible beginning is the foundational moment of his entire career. It proves that his passion was authentic from day one, forming the bedrock of the empire he would eventually build. Number 10, the Talking Ben rage. For years after that first stream, Speed's growth was a slow, unremarkable grind. He was just another small creator trying to get noticed. But in 2021, everything changed. He downloaded a simple, almost forgotten mobile game called Talking Ben the Dog, and in doing so, he accidentally stumbled upon the key that would unlock his entire career. Most people saw the game as a silly, repetitive app for kids. You ask the cartoon dog a question, and he answers yes, no, ho ho ho, or simply hangs up the phone. But where others saw a dumb game, Speed saw a comedic goldmine. He turned his interactions with this digital dog into pure, unadulterated chaos. He would ask Ben questions with the desperation of a man whose life was on the line, and when the dog would inevitably hang up on him, Speed would have a complete theatrical meltdown. Clips of him screaming "Ben" at the top of his lungs, his voice cracking with rage as he slammed his desk, went viral on a scale he had never experienced. His channel didn't just grow, it violently exploded, gaining hundreds of thousands of subscribers in just a few weeks. This was the moment he discovered that his true content wasn't the game he was playing, it was his own insane, unfiltered, and hilarious reactions. He had found his viral personality. Number 9, the indoor fireworks incident. If the Talking Ben videos proved that Speed had a knack for explosive rage, his next viral moment showed he was willing to get literally explosive for his content. During a 4th of July celebration stream, Speed decided it would be a perfectly reasonable idea to light a giant Pikachu-themed firework, not outside, but inside the confines of his own bedroom. The chat was begging him not to, but for Speed, the line between a good and a bad idea is always blurry. He lit the fuse, and what followed was sheer pandemonium. His entire room was immediately engulfed in a storm of smoke and violent sparks ricocheting off the walls. The fire alarms blared as Speed, now genuinely terrified, began screaming for his mother. The stream abruptly ended, leaving his viewers in shock. But the story wasn't over. He later revealed that actual firefighters had to enter his room to deal with the situation. This clip became an instant internet legend, a testament to his absolute commitment to chaos. It sent a clear message: there were no limits. For the sake of his content, IShowSpeed would do literally anything, risking his safety, his house, and his mother's sanity in the process. Number 8, his first hit song, Shake. Just when the internet had neatly labeled him as the crazy streamer who screams a lot, Speed executed a move that nobody saw coming. He pivoted from live stream chaos to music, releasing an original song titled Shake. Many streamers had tried to cross over into music before, often with cringy or forgettable results. But Shake was different. It was an energetic, infectious, and genuinely well-produced track that was, by all accounts, a certified banger. The accompanying music video was a high-energy spectacle that perfectly captured his chaotic persona, and the song completely blew up across YouTube and TikTok. It has since amassed a staggering 210 million views. This was a stroke of genius. It shattered the box they'd put him in and proved he was far more than just a one-trick pony. He was a legitimate entertainer, capable of creating mainstream hits and building a brand that extended far beyond the world of live streaming. He was laying the groundwork for an empire. Number 7. The failed backflip. One of the most defining aspects of IShowSpeed's personality is his all-consuming obsession with his hero, the football legend Cristiano Ronaldo. For Speed, idolizing Ronaldo meant trying to emulate him in every way, right down to his iconic Siu celebration. However, Speed added his own twist to the move, a backflip. During a stream filled with confidence, he announced to his audience that he was going to nail it. He hyped himself up, got a running start, and went for it, only to completely fail, landing awkwardly and crying out in serious pain. It was a brutal, painful-looking wipeout. In a world where influencers meticulously curate their online lives to show only their successes, most would have deleted the footage immediately. But Speed didn't. He left it all in, showing the entire world his embarrassing failure and the genuine pain that followed. This act of raw vulnerability was incredibly powerful. It made him relatable. It showed his millions of fans that it's okay to try something and fail, to look foolish, and to hurt yourself along the way. It was a huge, humanizing moment that made his fans not just admire his content, but truly love the person behind it. Speaking of Ronaldo, Speed's obsession with his idol would lead to one of the most unbelievable and heartwarming sagas in YouTube history. His relentless quest to meet the man himself is a story all on its own, and we are about to get to the incredible climax. But first, if you're enjoying this deep dive into one of the wildest careers on the internet, do us a favor and hit that subscribe button right now. Your support helps us create more content just like this. The next moments on this list escalate in ways you can't even imagine, and you are not going to want to miss them. Number 6. His global anthem, World Cup. With the 2022 FIFA World Cup in Qatar approaching, the entire planet was gripped by football fever, and Speed saw an opportunity to channel his passion into a massive global moment. He went all in. In a move that signaled his arrival in the mainstream music industry, he signed a deal with the legendary Warner Records to produce his next single, and then he dropped his song, World Cup. This wasn't just another track, it was a perfectly timed global anthem. The song was an explosive, high-energy tribute to the tournament, name-dropping football superstars and capturing the electric excitement of the world's biggest sporting event. The track went insanely viral, charting in countries like the UK and the Netherlands and racking up over 167 million views. This was more than just a successful song. It was a masterful strategic move that connected him with a massive global audience of football fans who might have never seen his streams. This one song helped transform him from a gamer who liked football into an essential and recognized global football personality in the online space. Number 5. Meeting Cristiano Ronaldo. For years, IShowSpeed's quest to meet Cristiano Ronaldo had been a running narrative on his channel, filled with heartbreakingly close calls. He flew to the UK to watch Manchester United games, only for Ronaldo to be benched. He attended other matches across Europe, always missing him by a hair. It became a seemingly impossible dream. But then, in June 2023, during a Champions League qualifier in Portugal, the impossible finally happened. Fellow football star Rafael Leao, a fan of Speed's, spotted him in the parking lot and recognized the urgency of the moment. He literally stopped Ronaldo's car for him. The confident, loud, and boisterous streamer that millions of people knew completely vanished. As Ronaldo stepped out of the car, Speed was so overwhelmed with emotion, he just dropped to his knees in disbelief. In a moment of pure, unfiltered joy, he tearfully hugged his hero, showed him a tattoo he had gotten of Ronaldo's iconic celebration, and even got to perform the Siu with the man himself. It was the perfect storybook ending to a multi-year saga, a moment that felt bigger than streaming. bigger than content. It was arguably the biggest and most meaningful moment of IShowSpeed's entire life. Number 4. The career-threatening accident. With the level of fame Speed had achieved, a single mistake can be fatal. In August 2023, he faced a moment that could have, and for many others would have, ended his entire career. While live streaming the notoriously terrifying horror game Five Nights at Freddy's, a sudden, intense jump scare caused him to leap from his chair in shock. In that split-second involuntary reaction, he accidentally exposed himself to his massive live audience. The internet, predictably, went into an absolute frenzy. The clip spread like wildfire, and the hashtag IShowMeet trended globally on Twitter for days. It was a complete and utter disaster. In a later stream, a visibly shaken and emotional Speed described the incident as his worst fear come true, a humiliating accident that he couldn't take back. It was the kind of controversy that often leads to a permanent ban from platforms like YouTube. But he faced it head-on, apologized profusely, and because it was so clearly and obviously an unintentional accident, YouTube made the crucial decision not to ban him. He had survived something that would have permanently destroyed most other channels, a testament to just how precarious a career in the spotlight can be. Number 3. Getting RKO'd at WrestleMania. At this point, Speed was a king of the internet, but this next moment catapulted him from online fame into the living rooms of the real world. At WrestleMania 40, the single biggest event in professional wrestling, Speed made a surprise appearance in a giant Prime bottle costume to support his friend and business partner, Logan Paul. After interfering in the match, he revealed himself to the stadium and immediately started barking and taunting the legendary wrestler Randy Orton. What happened next was insane. Randy Orton, a certified icon of the sport, grabbed the streamer, dragged him onto the announcer's table, and delivered his signature finishing move, a massive RKO, smashing him through it in front of a roaring crowd. The clip was everywhere, on ESPN, on news channels, on every corner of social media. This wasn't just a funny cameo. This proved that IShowSpeed's star power had grown so immense that one of the largest entertainment companies in the world, the WWE, used him to create a viral moment and get views for their biggest show of the year. He had officially crossed over. Number 2. 1 million live viewers. In the world of live streaming, there is a holy grail, a record that separates the popular streamers from the true global icons, hitting 1 million concurrent live viewers. It's a number so massive that only a handful of individuals have ever reached it. While streaming from Indonesia, a trip that highlighted his incredible international appeal, IShowSpeed did the unthinkable. He watched as his live viewer count climbed higher and higher, eventually ticking past the 1 million mark. The stream captured him watching the counter in disbelief before completely breaking down in tears, thanking his fans for their monumental support. At that moment, he effectively became the most popular English-speaking streamer on Earth. The symbolism was immense. A kid who started streaming from his bedroom in Ohio now had over 1 million people simultaneously watching him live from the other side of the planet. It was an absolutely incredible and record-breaking achievement. Number 1. Winning Streamer of the Year. After all the viral moments, the hit songs, the broken records, and the global adventures, there was only one thing left for him to do: become the official, undisputed best in the world. At the Streamer Awards, the equivalent of the Oscars for the streaming industry, he was nominated for the biggest award of the night, Streamer of the Year. He was up against every huge name in the business, including his close friend and rival, Kai Cenat. When his name was announced as the winner, the raw emotion was palpable. IShowSpeed, once a complete outsider in the industry, was officially crowned the king of streaming. This wasn't just another trophy. It was the culmination of his entire journey. It was the industry's official recognition of his unparalleled influence, his innovative content, and his undeniable connection with millions of fans. This was the moment that cemented his legacy forever. So, there you have it. From just 2 viewers in a quiet bedroom in Ohio to being crowned Streamer of the Year in front of the entire world. In his chaotic journey to the top, he released chart-topping hit songs, traveled the globe, fulfilled his lifelong dream of meeting his idol, and even got RKO'd at WrestleMania for the world to see. IShowSpeed's story is one of the most improbable and explosive tales of fame the internet has ever witnessed. He proved that with relentless passion, a willingness to be completely yourself, and an embrace of pure chaos, you can do literally anything. He didn't just get famous, he broke every rule and built a global movement in his own image. And if his past is any indication, believe me, he's not stopping anytime soon. What's your favorite IShowSpeed video ever? Let us know in the comments below. And if you like this video, you know what to do. Like and subscribe for more.